The Falls Count Everywhere podcast would like to mention our friends at the following. We Talk Wrestling, for the one stop you need for the most intriguing stories and headlines and info on independent shows in multiple regions. We Talk Wrestling has you covered. Subscribe to Facebook's #1 interactive community for professional wrestling today. Join Shaft and General Vader every Thursday at 5 p.m. Central live on Facebook for Outside the Ring STL Throwdown Thursdays, as they bring you the inside scoop on wrestling in the St. Louis area today and relive great moments in St. Louis professional wrestling history. Before each and every show, we like to remind our audience that freedom is never free, and all of us should be grateful to those who lay it all on the line. To all our first responders, military, and volunteers that help our nation every day, we love you and appreciate the sacrifices you make to protect all of us. We're coming at you live with episode number 88 of the Falls Counts Everywhere podcast, as we welcome one of the notable, solid, agile wrestlers in the Midwest region today, Jake Prater. This podcast is scheduled for one episode where falls count everywhere. Oh, yeah, it's better late than never.
Oh, I thought we were going to have sounds.
Hey, if there's a will, there's a way, and I found a way, even though it's kind of a rigorous kind of way. So,
get it done.
Oh, my God. And if I had more time, I'd be throwing a piece of my equipment out the window and letting for the birds to feast on tomorrow. So, hey, but it is episode number 88 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast, nonetheless, and we are all here. I am Rough Cut Ruby here today on the right. Now I'm going to move to the left, and now to the right. Now to the right, it's the Gem City about Zmiz, and we are just moving right along. We've got a lot of things to, there's some things to talk about here, but hopefully in about maybe 10 to 15 minutes here, we're going to have our featured guest of the evening, which is none other than Jake Prater, who will be joining us. And other than the craziness that I'm trying to hold down here, Z, I'm sure you've had a nice mellow day, nothing wrong going.
Oh, please. I got 4 kids, bro. I got 4 kids. I mean, the wife and I did get a movie in yesterday, so that was good. We watched Teen Wolf, the movie, on Paramount Plus, so we enjoyed that. And then today, I've been just gaming. I literally have just played Ark all day since about 11 o'clock.
There you go. Yeah. I've been... I haven't been gaming. Let's just say that I would have liked to game. I would have liked to at least try to relax, but there's always something for me to do. But I'm not bitter. I'm just trying to get moving. I'm just trying to keep moving, and that's all I can do. That's all I can do. You know,
get off my back, guy.
No, you're not a bad guy at all. Not at all, man. What? So, other than that, let's see. Well, this past weekend, I know there was probably maybe a show or two around the area, but hey, Luke Justice, one of our past guests, made his venture down to Dallas, Texas to wrestle for Sword Championship Wrestling. And then, of course, also we had Mid-States Wrestling with their big show yesterday in Harrison, Arkansas, which Herb Simmons was down.
Yeah, saw pictures.
Yeah. So he was down there representing and supporting the cause down there. And, man, It's
Gino is back in L.A.
Yeah, Gino is back in LA, right? Yeah, he was making travels too. I mean,
Yeah.
we got we got boys on our show making moves, making. I mean, not $1 million moves, but it's moves nonetheless.
But everybody still has a price.
Right, everybody's the last surprise. Oh man. How about we kind of kick off some things here? Let's kind of talk about some of our upcoming shows that's coming up. And I thought I had this ready, but apparently not. I don't want to throw out my computer. I really like my computer, so I just I don't want to throw that out. There's one other.
Not yet.
Then again, who knows? I'm liable to throw out anything at this point. I'm temperamental. I got problems. All right. So here we go. This Saturday, SICW returning to the Beauclair Fairgrounds. Big main event. Big Texan versus Attila Khan. With no Dogtown Underground. With no Devastation Incorporated at ringside.
Your cell phone presents a
Thank
My
you
bad.
very much.
I thought I muted the phone.
I mean, come on, man. No, just joking.
This is the wife interfering like usual. Back to SICW.
Yeah.
Sorry, Herb.
Wife chimes in. Now, back to wrestling.
It's the way it should be. It's the way it should be. We all can't be like Luke Justice's mom, giving birth and in 24 hours being at a show. Come on.
Oh, my God. That's rib shot worthy. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to let it down, man. That's awesome.
Oh, my God. Or how about Luke Justice's dad? And be like, oh, yeah, going to beat me. Coming in.
Jobber who?
Yeah. Talk about classic spots on our show, man. This Saturday, though, Big Texan versus Attila Khan SICW Classic Championship on the line. You don't want to miss it. To reserve your seats, call 618-286-4848. And don't forget about that free TV taping. If you have paid ticket stubs for this show, you can go to East Carondelet next Sunday, where the TV tapings start at noon for that. And how about Unrestricted on February 18th? That's 13 days from today, man.
Yep.
This is where your boy, the Gem City Mouth, is going to be debuting WTW Live, right?
Yes. I'm so excited. I get to talk to that great commissioner of ours, Mr. Douglas O'Shea, who granted me this time to have my own show. Hopefully that jabroni, that mask wearing, that hide behind scared tactic, taking childish shot, Ward doesn't show up because he needs to stay away. We have a good thing going.
Yeah. Well, who knows what's going to happen. And I'm just hoping Doug doesn't get too upset on your show. I mean, all I'm saying is don't invest in props. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we'll have to see. The boss said he's going to have things lined out. Hopefully we have a budget.
Hopefully it's not coming out of your pocket. That's all.
It better not be coming. I better be getting my check still. God, I'll be mad.
Totally mad. Because, hey, us homeboys got to eat, right?
Right, yeah. It's going to be a great show. We have a great lineup. So, I mean, look at the people on the card right there on the marquee. So,
absolutely. Sid Holland, Shrapnel, and down to Astoria and Savage. Those are representing your champions. But hey, bell time's at 6, doors open at 5. Get your tickets at IllinoisEliteWrestling.ticketleap.com. $12 in advance, $15 at the door for adults. $5 and kids are $5 and 5 and under are free and ages there. Let's kind of talk about this. American Championship Wrestling returning in 2023 at SICW for ACW. Where did I see us? Oh, I was looking in the comments. I'm an idiot. All right. I'm a moron. Anyway, American Championship Wrestling coming back to St. Clair. That's on Saturday, February 25th. WWE and UFC legend and UFC Hall of Famer Dan the Beast Severn in the house.
Oh, what a monster.
With 6 great matches, even though someone's face is down on the poster, I will actually be there on the card. Okay, so don't worry, you little head, about that. But $6.
Look, you got the man that doesn't age on there, Brian James.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know what fountain he's drinking out of.
Yeah, one of 2 men. Gary Jackson's the other. But
oh, that's a fact. That is a fact.
Oh, my. So, Holy Trinity Lutheran Church at 1500 South Outer Road in St. Clair. You can actually go to acwtheshow.ticketleap.com to purchase tickets in advance. If not, just get your tickets at the door, $6. Great night of wrestling. You don't want to miss it there. And this is for Saturday, February 25th, as well for IWA Productions. And you've got the women's title match. You've got Sid Thailand defending the heavyweight title. Tobias Storm defending that light heavyweight championship. And we get an appearance from the Pink Ladies from Greece. No, wait.
Whoa,
wait.
Stop it. Stop it.
PYT, sorry.
That's right.
Sorry.
That's right.
It almost looks like the Pink Ladies. Sorry. Or the Pink
They really do. You know, we have our own little backstage little chat, and I'm going to throw Ruby under the bus a little bit. He said they blend in really well with the poster. It has to be their show, right? It has to be their show. Like, love at first fight. Come on. PYT all day. All day.
Smell nice and flowery. Had to do it.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's a nice poster, though. I like it.
That is nice. And let's talk about this. We're going to
everybody has a price.
Yeah, we're going to talk about. There's a couple more shows that they're not officially announced yet. Got to wait till next week on that. But so we've been talking about this Fan Fest. Of course, the Falls Count Everywhere podcast is an official sponsor of the Fan Fest. We will be there all day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And look at all these faces that are on here right now. And if you thought that this was going to be it, you are sadly mistaken. But it's not a bad thing. Look who has been announced this since we last made the announcement here. And I don't think I think I missed one announcement, but here we go. How about Barry Horowitz? Barry Horowitz, longtime WWF journeyman. I guess if you would say a guy who did not get the W so much, if not hardly at all. But he was also in the Global Wrestling Federation. He's done many work, and he actually reappeared for Impact.
Yes, he did. He's very underappreciated. Very underappreciated.
I mean, the guy's a good work. He really is. And I mean, he appeared a lot, like on these like taped house shows of primetime wrestling. Oh, I mean, I could say that, back in the 80s. Yeah, that's that. I mean, I remember.
For you kids, you got to go to the network for that.
Yeah. Hey, you're looking primetime wrestling. Look for old butt matches, okay? You'll see.
That's funny.
Well, but that's what I watched. That's what I watched. Okay. But here's another one. This is Black Bart. You're like, who? What? No, Black Bart was working in NWA territories. He was the former Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion. He also did work in World Class. He was a former World Class heavyweight champion down in Dallas with the legendary Von Erichs and where the Freebirds and all that feuded, which I watched some World Class last night and today. Had an itch for that. So it's great to have the network there. But he will be appearing at this. What about this one half of the Fantastics, the remaining half of the Fantastics? Unfortunately,
Beautiful.
Bobby Fulton will be in the house for this as well. And I've seen his activity on Facebook. He's doing some really good things there too. And I think, do I have one more? Yes, this was just announced today. So this is legendary referee down from World Class Championship Wrestling. Worked with Fritz Von Erich in the booking down there with David Manning and everybody there. But James Beard will be appearing there at the fan. So this is like the second referee, I believe that's down here, uh, because you also got Lee Warren as well. So,
Well, there's 3 because you got Earl Hebner.
oh, that's right. Thank you. I don't know why,
I got
but
you.
you know what? When you see all these faces, okay, can you not blame me for trying?
Yeah, it's easy to forget somebody.
This almost looks like my 8th grade class school picture where you can't pick out anybody in the crowd.
If that's a high school photo, like that's a scary high school.
And the berserker is a valedictorian. So
That's good. That's
great grappler going right behind him, but no.
DiBiase paid for all of his A's.
Yeah, right. So, but the Nasty Boys are also have been announced too. Did I not include the Nasty Boys in last week's? I thought.
Yeah, we did. Last week we had Nasty Boys. Don't worry.
I thought I was like, man, I'm like, because they weren't in that photo. I think they were like right before we went on the air. I think that they were announced. I thought, but nonetheless, but they will be here too, and so we'll. I mean, I'm excited to be down here. I don't know if there's going to be more names announced, and if so, how are you going to? I mean, what do you do with all this? You know, I don't know if you get any more legends. How are you going to get? I mean, is 8 hours enough in the day to do what you want down here?
I want to ask if the room's big enough for all these legends. Like,
oh my god,
that's the true question.
I'm hoping. I mean, heck, because we got to find somewhere to set up, right?
right. Where are we getting squeezed in here?
Yeah, we'll put it somewhere. We're gonna put like we'll get like some mini LED blues spotlights. We go down on this. Hey, come see us.
Just slide us right in between Enzo and JBL. That's where I kind of want to go. Like, can we have like Enzo on one side, JBL on the other?
Hold on, you don't want to get Teddy DiBiase in between that?
Oh no, so no, because they're gonna be talking about like money and fighting and stuff. Like, I don't want to deal with that.
Well, it's not like the stock market's going to be open on Saturday anyway. Why? What?
It doesn't matter. Look what you're talking about.
Right. I get it. Well, but either way, go to sicw.org right now if you do want tickets. There are packages if you want for the Fan Fest and the show. There are two separate events because after the Fan Fest there will be the show, so there is a ticket for each event. The Fan Fest and then the ticket for the show. And there is a deal for both. But you got to go sicw.org to order your tickets and get them there. Because the main event that night is the Angular Bruiser Brody, Larry Banisic, Tony Costa Memorial Battle Royal. And
that's the whole reason you want the bundle pack right there.
I mean,
all those great legends, and then this on top of it. Plus, what other match has other matches been called out yet? No,
not yet. Not yet. But like I said, I mean, we still got about 3 more months before this happens.
Right.
But this is your main event. I believe this will be your main event right here. Excuse me. Dinner's not going down so easy. But no, this is your main event right here. And also, I mean, I'm going to have a very busy day because announced right before we went on the air, or was it? I think it was Monday. I think it was, but I was announced that I will be in this battle royal that night.
You're going to win this one this time, right? Last time I was at one,
there's a lot of. I really hope so. There's a lot of big names. Let's see. Niles Plunkett was just announced as part of the battle royal, yeah. So I mean, there's some major names that are coming in. Guys coming in from different states, wanting the prestige of winning this battle royal. So, what is this? Because I need one for lunch tomorrow. Okay.
That's our Facebook user.
Okay. I don't know. Should I just?
I'm ticking it. I've already been ticking it. I already put the little thingy down. If they haven't learned by now,
How about this? I want to put this for everybody. See that? I put it in the chat. There you go. It's in the chat. So chat.restream.io. Oh wait, I think that's the wrong one. It's slash. It may not think it's,
do it
it may not
again.
think it's the right spot. Oh,
Is it this one? It's this one, right, Ruby? This one?
yeah. I put a dot instead of a slash. I put dot everything. It's Morse code. It's binary Morse code. I'm trying to get everything done here. Oh shoot!
So just put that slash, the backslash, guys, and you're good to go. And get them names in there if you can, so we can see who we're talking to.
Yeah, that's right. So
I'm pretty sure it's Aaron, though. I'm pretty sure it's our good friend Aaron Wallace.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, but don't try to click the link on the on that because I screwed up. Okay, never mind. But you know where to go.
I mean,
we just want to know. We just want to know who's chatting, and I know this platform tends to be a little bit of a pain in the backside, but we got to work with what we got to work with to deal with the technology that we want. And trust me, the technology I wanted tonight before coming on here is not with me right now, and it's about ready to get thrown like a discus across my back lawn. So, but that's neither here or there. So how about we kind of take a pause here, because the only thing really worthy to talk about here this week, and I know we've had a week for the Rumble. I know we talk about WWE and all that, which SmackDown was crazy again, but it's another small little chapter in this long book going on with the storyline. And we might get to that toward the end of the show, but
yeah, you can't be bringing that up now. You're gonna make me go on a tangent.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess we could. I mean, but real quick before we do that, let's. I want to go.
Let's pay honor.
Yeah, let's pay honor.
Let's pay honor
to this guy right here. So we're remembering Lanny Poffo. Unfortunately, he did pass away Thursday. When I was trying to check for on I don't know, just really cause of death. But really nothing has been said. And but Lanny was 68, of course, the younger brother of the late great Macho Man Randy Savage. This was his gimmick right here. The guy was brilliant, and everywhere he went, even when he was down in Memphis doing the other territories, he still had that strong presence in the way that he pronounced and the way he carried himself when he spoke. And he was still kind of telling the story literally, like he was like a theatrical narrating his own promos, And then of course when he gets to WWF and everything else, he had so many his trademark throwing frisbees out into the crowd. You're reading poems. I mean, the guy. I mean, when he first got into WWF with this Leaping Lanny Poffo and reading all, I was just a big fan of the poems. I thought it was funny for me as a little Mark kid who didn't know nothing. I just like hearing the poems. But the crowning gimmick right here for him is the genius and actually getting a major count-out win over Hulk Hogan in '89 when he was with Mr. Perfect. I mean, he's had some great highlights, and then of course he's been around through many conventions. He's actually been down to SICW a time or two, and he may have been down at CAC before, Cauliflower Alley Club. I would take the assumption on that, but just a great guy overall, and it's just as far as what he brought to the table and the way that he was. I mean, the way that he cared and the way he really sent his message to others when they carried around and when he was kind of done. But if we have any more information on him, but I don't want to take it as I kind of have an idea what it probably could have been, but it was kind of, let's just say it was a sudden deal with that. And yeah, so I mean, we're, you know, remembering the genius Lanny Poffo, a great guy. He will be missed. Just even being at showing up at events, and he was just a great talent to talk to. And not really anybody could really say a bad thing about him at all. So
one of my buddies up north of me in Keokuk, Iowa, they do a lot of wrestling shows up there. And they bring a lot of wrestlers in for their stuff. But Laney's been up there multiple times for autograph signings and stuff. I've never heard a bad thing about the guy. I personally was never like a fan of his in-ring work and stuff. You know, big brother or other brother. He's the youngest, right?
Yeah, he is the youngest, right?
Okay, just making sure that I'm like not getting myself twisted, right? But Big Brother outshined him in my opinion with the charisma, you know. So, but they're dropping bows on each other now, so you know, he was a great one.
Yeah, that or Randy's trying to drop and he's flipping out of the way, so you know. Oh my! Am I hearing things?
Yeah. My phone is blowing up, and I'm trying to like quit it, and I hit something.
Phone, quit it, phone. Yeah, very shortly, Jake will be coming on here, and I'll just see if I can actually.
I already reached out to him. If that's what you're doing, I was like, "Hey, get in the green room. We'll get you in. Otherwise, we're going to go on a tangent."
I mean, yeah. So, yeah, no, we don't want to really kind of. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to kind of stop sharing the screen here. So, let's see. I didn't even change my name. Thank God. I was like, we had two Gem Cities and Miz's. So, don't want to do that, man. Don't want to do that. But hey, any thoughts? Like I said, we definitely want anything that's on your mind in the wrestling world here. Definitely hit it up here in the chat. And Corey's in the house.
Of course.
Corey's in the house. Hey, what's up, buddy? Appreciate you joining us as usual. Yeah, and let's see. Yeah, Lanny probably will always be a true genius for world wrestling entertainment. Yeah, very true. I mean, anyway, he was a very smart man. He literally did have a very high IQ. So,
he was a legitimate genius.
Yeah, literally, he was a legitimate genius, absolutely. So, but yeah, let me take. I mean, well, let's talk about. You know, I mean, I know that we probably are gonna go off on a tangent here, but waiting for waiting for Jake to get in here. I know.
Well, there was NXT last night. I didn't get to watch it.
Right,
from what I've read. Right. was great stuff. So I can't wait to watch that. But SmackDown. What?
Wow.
WWE is doing so good, and people. I'm just going to tell this right now. The internet needs to stop. They just need to stop thinking so damn hard about things. Cody's the Royal Rumble winner, right? Let it be. Okay? Don't pull some BS. Let it be. Because Roman tried to talk about him, then Sammy, the chance and stuff. And it was just so beautifully done because, like, not only do we not have that third-party character, which is the fans, right? There's the wrestlers, and there's always that third-party character, which is the fans. And they're chanting Sammy. They're wanting Sammy. So Roman's like, Sammy doesn't deserve it, blah, 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 and brings him in, right? So Sammy comes in. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing going on. When Sammy finally wins this, if he does, it's going to be huge, but we got to get through Cody first, and it's going to be a beautiful thing when Cody wins. These three are going to tell us a story that we've never seen before. That's all. Bring the man on. I'm done.
Yeah. I was going to say, I mean, for the smarks that are on, they were like, well, maybe Roman's going to wrestle twice, but no. So Sammy's going to get a shot in Montreal at the Elimination Chamber against Roman. So that's your basic big news of SmackDown there. So we'll see what follows after that. Okay.
Just let the story run. God.
Exactly, right? it's like we can't enjoy anything for a moment. We like to see what we can do here. So, uh rewind. All right, let's get back to what we're doing here. Okay,
Oh, that was good. I like that. That was good.
get back to what we're doing here is we're going to have our featured guest of the evening to join us here. So this man that is joining us here this evening, oh Lord, here we go. Um, the man we're joining us here this evening is been in the business for about 7 years, uh, trained with legendary local Hall of Famers around the area here. And he's already spanned across 4 states, gaining success there, winning multiple titles there. And tonight we're going to go over his current experience here and about the business and what he's got in store for the future. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and the only. He is Jake Prater.
Hey guys, what's
Hello.
up?
Hello, Jake. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
I'm doing a little better if I could get all these tech gremlins out of my freaking soundboard because they were apparently they were wanting to gargle and do high pitched noises in Zach's ear. So I'm like, oh, I got to throw that away. So yeah, but nonetheless, let's see. This past, well, of course, obviously you're an SICW. You've had I think you had a win this past week. Weren't you on this week?
Yes, he was. He got a W.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, I was trying to follow because I've been zooming in and out. I guess I don't even know what today's Sunday, right? I'm just.
I'd hope so. I'd hope so. We're here. We're here.
Oh my god! I'm like, are we on there air the wrong day? Oh my gosh, no. So Corey's in the house saying hi to you and what's up, and yeah, man. So we're psyched to have you here, and
Well, I'm happy to be here.
yeah, man. So just kind of doing a sit down, and kind of talk about what you've relived so far, and what's going on here and what's in your immediate future. We'll talk about what you got going on here right now. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go and start us off with. I want you to go ahead and tell us, how it began, how it all began with your love for professional wrestling, how that all started, and in general, what does the world of professional wrestling mean to you as a whole?
Well, I have the typical story. I was 5 and I said I wanted to be a wrestler. So I always loved professional wrestling and watching it every Monday and Thursday, Friday, whenever it was on. I started training when I was 16 with Keith Smith and a couple other guys. Dennis McCaws and Ricky Cruz was in there. So I trained then, and I debuted May 6th, 2017 at RCW, and I've been going ever since.
Now, with your debut, though, okay, did you remember who you debuted again? I mean, what was kind of like your first match like? Because I know I would also want to tell somebody that if you don't have butterflies, if you're not ready to just like have a can nearby to you before you go out the curtain because you feel like you're gonna toss, before you go out the door. So, I mean, what was your feeling like? Who did you face? And I mean, how was that reaction after you got through your first match?
Yeah, I faced Kenny White, I believe, at RCW.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I would be lying if I said I wasn't a nervous wreck before. I get nervous pretty easy, actually. Even to this day, I still get the butterflies and getting anxiety before I go out to the curtain. But, yeah, I was just a big ball of anxiousness, basically. My first match, and afterwards I got the W, I believe, and afterwards I was just riding that high for a little bit. It was fun. I knew I wanted to get in there more and more after that. for sure. I got
Yeah.
the drug and I liked it, so
Right. Yeah. I mean, it becomes addictive. It's like, well, you started, I mean, gosh, making the decision when you were 5, uh, that you wanted to wrestle and just kind of follow through. I guess, once you were more persistent, with that, because, it's like, hey, what do you want to be? Uh, uh, you know, I can understand if some parents don't take your dreams too lightly when you're like 4 or 5 years
yeah.
old, but I mean, obviously, if you go through high school and you're following through with them, um, then yeah, it's pretty yeah, it's pretty serious. Larry Rolf chiming in here saying, "Jay, king of the chops." Well, well, I'll tell you, uh, we seen you in some battles with some chops here
Yeah.
lately with
I
another.
can throw them.
Yeah, we know another guy that with his name begins with J, and he calls he calls himself a big state of something. I don't know. What's that guy's name? I don't know. I'm not going to pin names on anybody here because I don't want nobody finding my house. Um, I turn my location services off. Hopefully that works. Um, but no, I mean, you've got to have butterflies. I mean, it at this point, if you don't have butterflies, if you're not nervous, if you want to make sure. Thanks, Larry. I appreciate it. Um, um, I would say that maybe I wouldn't want to question anyone's drive, but it's good that you have the butterflies and get good that you're getting excited about. I mean, you're in a prime. I would say that right now you're in a prime spot with as long as you've been in it so far,
Yeah.
and because you've gotten that. I would say for as long as you've been in it, that you've kind of got that starting to get that veteranship underneath your resume now.
People say that. It doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like 7 years. I can tell you that.
Yeah, no, but the time goes by so fast
Yeah.
when you're doing this and when you're doing other things and when you're trying to get different bookings or you're going to different areas and everything else. I mean, it just feels like, are you getting enough in? You're trying, and everything that you do get in, it's like, where did the year go?
Yeah.
So I tell you, but it's good that you're getting the butterflies in because sometimes I and weird as it gets, it's like maybe I'm kind of feeling uneasy too, and it's like, well,
I get it
I'll
every
get
time.
through it. Yeah,
Every time. I mean, I started in RCW just like Jake did, actually. So, not at the same time, of course, but a couple years after. But I had right here in Quincy, and if it wasn't for Frankie D, and I can say this 100%, if it wasn't for Frankie D coming and taking the mic right out of my hand when I was doing the announcing, right? I'm announcing the wrestlers, and he just started belittling me, got me back on track, made me got the butterflies down. If it wasn't for that, I don't even know if I would have kept taking the drug.
Yeah, Frankie's another one of the guys that's been pivotal in my career. He's taught me a lot.
yeah. Well,
So,
Go ahead, my friend. I'm sorry.
no, if you got more to say, say it, my guy.
No. The only thing I was just going to just kind of touch on is Frankie is the one who basically helped me through my training, through my first 3 or 4 months before I was actually in there doing a match. So and I chose to stay in that long. So it's good to get that. So
You can still get it at Ace Academy.
yeah, true, very true.
Cheap plug.
Yeah, cheap plug.
but no. So Jake, you've had all these veterans that you've got into grace and learned from and get taught from. What is something because I'm new to the group too. I'm coming in. You've helped me out a little bit, but what is something you want to say to newer guys, or what factors played a part in your role getting you here 7 years later?
Listen, shut your mouth, and do what you're told. That's what I was taught when I started training, and I still keep my mouth shut and do what I'm told, and it's worked out pretty good. So that's the main thing I'd say. And tuck your chin.
Oh my God. Amen to that. Wow. Man, I can't really stress how much you need to tuck your chin with that. Um,
Thank God I don't have to do that on commentary that much.
yeah. Yeah. So, uh, yeah. So I mean, with you mentioned Dennis, you mentioned Frankie, you mentioned Ricky, you mentioned Keith Smith. As far as the guys that have trained you, so I mean, uh, with the advice that you were, I mean, obviously you looked up to them, uh, as you were training. Like as far as like what other guys have you gotten guidance and advice from to help to help guide your success? I mean, is there anything that they have said to you that really sticks out in your mind that keeps you on course with what you want to keep doing in this business today?
Um, the main thing I get told is to keep in mind that I need to wrestle like a big man. I like to pretend like I'm a cruiserweight sometimes and fly around, and that's all right sometimes. But know when and where to do things and how to do it, and the small nuances of the business is what I've been lucky enough to be gifted by these veterans that have trained me, and they talk to me and tell me all these little things and just to puzzle piece it all together, because I'm still learning. You said veteran status. I don't really look at it like that. I'm still the 18, 19-year-old kid sitting in the locker room, just being a sponge, trying to get as much knowledge as I can about the business.
Yeah, and I agree with that because um and if I said this to like any casual conversation, if I said this on this show as well, if I had $1 for every time I said this, I would have a nice lucrative second job. But the moment you stop learning in this business, that's the time you need to get out. If you stop learning, you need to go bye-bye,
Yep.
because you've got to keep yourself open to ideas. You can't be closed off. You got to be open to what others are saying, because in this business, communication is so key. I cannot emphasize that bad, how bad and important that it is that communication is key inside the ring, outside the ring. Not only just reading the guy you're wrestling, but reading the fans. And that's the most important thing. You need to
Yep.
read the fans, because that's the reason why you're there. That's the reason why they're there. They paid money. They want to be involved with the show by either booing you, cheering you, whatever the heck they want to do.
Yep.
I mean, not the please don't throw any like drinks or debris in the ring or anything. Please don't do that, fans. But
Yep.
either way,
Don't try to jump in the ring. It might not be a good idea.
No.
Yeah,
No.
no, please, no. I do not recommend that at all. No, I do not. And I'll tell you what, if I've seen it done too many times, and trust me, the fan. Let's see. How many wins did the fans get by jumping in the ring? Oh yeah, 0. So
Yep.
don't do it, because you will get schooled. We're there for you, fans. We love you, fans, but don't think you're there for the common good. And trust me, you need to keep the. There's some of those fans that had too much liquid courage and
Yeah.
and tried
That's
to
usually what ends up is the factor in the bump in the ring is a little too much.
The last one I saw that was a good one, and I know we probably shouldn't be saying that, but Jacob Fatu from MLW, he like Spartan kicked some guy that came over the barricade. I was like, dang.
Should have happened.
I was like, holy cow. But yeah, it's never a good thing for any of the fans. You are still the third component to the storyline sometimes, but don't get involved like that. It's just not safe for anybody.
No, not at all. Not at all. So No, but I mean, it's good that, and also I'll touch on here because I mean, you're agile. That's good. It's good to be agile and good to stay agile. Because think of the guys, think of the big guys, and probably probably tapes that you're probably are seeing that you want to look on bad guys. It's either Vader or Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah.
Those are my top two that I can think of big agile guys that.
Umaga.
Oh yeah,
You
Umaga's a
can't
good one. Yeah.
you can't throw big guys out not throwing that guy out. That's one of my favorites. But all three of them actually are. So
Yeah, and the thing is, you don't want to give them everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do what you need to do, and then say, hey, you know, if you like what I did, that show, just wait till you see me at the upcoming shows. So you need to kind of like, get your admission paid for and come see me again. That's the whole deal. Is you want to do that. So yeah, man, I understand that because trust me, you will not catch my ass moonsaulting at ever.
No, wait. Time out. We need to see that.
Okay. If you want to see that, my recommendation right now is you want to go get a copy of WWE 2K22 for either Xbox or PlayStation. Create me, and then put it in your moveset. That's the only time you're going to see me. Dude.
Bet.
Moonsault, my friend. I'm telling you right now.
This is so happening.
You're going to do that. Of course you're going to do
Facts. Within the next month, you are going to see on Falls Count Everywhere Ruby doing a moonsault.
You're doing it. Oh my god.
So with that being said,
a few of those. I've busted a few of those out in my career, but I don't know. It takes a lot out on you when you're 370 pounds trying to do moves that 200-pound guys can do. So
yeah,
I bust out the drop kick and the crossbody, and I've got
you have a beautiful drop kick, actually.
Thank you. I got a couple in my back pocket I'll pull out here and there, but high flying's kind of. I'll just leave it to the little guys.
You're more like a cannonball.
Yeah. I just supposed to say cannonball. Tuck.
So fun and games aside on that, you're a student of the game like me. We've talked about it when we've gotten to play video games together and had time on the headset, and talking about just the love, how from this generation to this generation, everything in between. I don't care if it's the golden era all the way to now and what we're watching. We love wrestling. If you could choose one generation for Jake Prater to be in, why and which one is it going to be?
Territory days.
Ooh.
That's what I usually watch when I watch wrestling, other than, I'll watch Monday Night Raw for like an hour or so. I'll watch SmackDown, see what the Bloodline's doing, but that's about it. I'll turn on AEW here and there, but other than that, I sit and watch Stan Hansen, Bruiser Brody, Abdullah the Butcher, all those guys. I feel like my style and how I present myself and how I do things in the ring would just fit more during that era than today. Today is mainly all about how many flips you can do and can you do a double backflip off a ladder into a barbed wire fence, all the ridiculous stuff that they do now. I think I would much rather be in a time period where the wrestling was actually being taken serious so much as the acrobatics of it. But
I couldn't say it any better. I could not say it any better.
That might give me some heat, but it's whatever.
No, I love today's wrestling. So I love everything about today's wrestling. Storyline wise, I'm a big component to storylines. Like if it doesn't make sense in a story, why are we doing it kind of thing. Yeah. That's one of my issues with AEW. Sorry, Larry Wolf. Is storylines get kind of mixed up, and it's just not consistent. Like where WWE builds all the way through, and like the match makes sense and goes to the story. Like that's the beauty of wrestling for me. So yeah, territory days would be something I'd want to go back to too. 100%. I'm with you.
Plus, everybody was able to make a living most of the time, and I don't want to have a regular job. I'd much rather just wrestle every weekend or every day. Traveling and just being a wrestler.
That would be the dream, right?
Yeah.
AEW is not the best. TNA is actually better, or Impact. Just saying. I'll throw 2 jabs.
I mean, yeah. I would, as far as that's concerned, I'm with you there, because I would, and it almost kind of is like, why could I have not been born? At least like 10 years, 15 years earlier, because I definitely would have took a stab in getting in while in the territories in the late 70s, going into the 80s with NWA, especially around here at this town. I would have done whatever I could to get in with Sam Munch and wrestling at the Chase, and then go down to world class to wrestle down in Dallas. That was my key there. I mean, sure, WWF would have been fun, but I think world class would have been a lot better. The fans were into it more. I mean, screaming and just those Texas Stadium and Cotton Bowl shows down with world class, and it's just my God. And then the shows that Sam Munchnick had to Keel all those years whenever they did the big shows, it was just phenomenal. And
it also just seemed more real. Wrestling's what wrestling is, but you watch Bruiser Brody, and he's laying that in there pretty good, and there's no room for it to go, oh, that missed, or that punch didn't land, or oh, that looked fake. There was none of that, around that time. So.
Yeah,
and that's what I like to think happens during, when I'm out there performing, that there's no question of like, he's really hitting that guy, because I am. I want it to be put out there that I'm not pulling too much.
You're right. Well, I mean, so we've already kind of maybe touched on this just briefly because we were just talking about that long ago. But with your experience that you've already gathered so far in your career, is there any in-ring skill or attribute that you would like to start using, or even improve one that you already have?
Oh, you stumped him.
Yeah, you did. Can you ask me again?
I know it's late Sunday night, but I have to make you think on that. I mean, it's something I like to do and kind of throw somebody off. But I wouldn't try to throw you off, but it is a very good question though. It's like, would you like to find a way to keep, if you could, keep moonsaulting, or even improve the make progress with the drop kick, or would there be some other tooling, like something else that you like to put in your arsenal?
Yeah, I'm actually trying to lose weight and stuff. So once I get down, I'll break out some more spectacular moves, or whatever, however you want to call it. I'll always keep the drop kick in there, because I just, there's something about kicking somebody as hard as you can in the face that is just very satisfying. It's great.
I mean, I'll repeat it. I personally think Jake has easily one of the best drop kicks in the Midwest. Me personally. One of the cleanest drop kicks.
I appreciate that.
There you go. I mean, especially
I don't do the fancy little twirl at the end, but
no, it's just a straightforward.
Yeah.
Bam! I'm looking to knock you out with my 2 feet.
Basically, what it is, yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, and I've gotten to call many matches of this man. So, it's a gorgeous thing to see.
Yeah, and I used to do swantons here and there, and
oh man,
when I didn't have a 50-year-old back at 25, but if I can get it to cooperate, I definitely like to start doing that and just showing that as a big man you can be unstoppable, but you can also leave your feet. I don't like, personally when I watch wrestling, if the big guy's just unstoppable and never takes a bump and all this, it gets kind of boring. So if you see a big guy do a drop kick like I do or a big crossbody, it's kind of like, oh, oh shit kind of thing. And so
right.
I mean, with that being said, one of the best big men right now, in my opinion, is Kevin Owens, and he has probably the cleanest swanton bomb out of anybody.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anybody.
Without a doubt.
And that's even including that face paint jabroni.
This is where we have I grew up a very big Jeff Hardy mark.
Yeah. Jeff Hardy's.
Well, I mean, say what you want about Jeff. I mean, he's had his time, and sometimes it takes a bit, for
One of the best sellers. I'll say that. I'll give him props where he deserves it. He can take an ass whipping.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, that's true. So, I'm sorry, I forgot malfunctions here. My bad.
Here I am throwing jabs and you're just beeping away.
There you go. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, hey, you were the one that had that text alert earlier, sir.
Yeah, true. Sorry.
Okay, back to wrestling. Actually, we are actually segueing into one of our featured parts of the evening that we're actually going to include Jake in on here, and it's Wrestling's Gold Meme. So, and it's something that we do every week here on the show. And if I can get those loaded, that'd be fantastic.
Corey, slow down on memes, by the way.
Oh no, Corey! Corey, keep him coming. Keep him coming, Corey. Don't listen to him.
That is our meme machine. Can we call him that? Corey, you're now designated the meme machine.
Hey, that's all right though. That's all right. Yeah, trust me, I got some in the bank there, Corey. That's we're gonna probably put on here. I don't know if there's one of them I got here this week or definitely next week. But hey, to kick things off here, I mean we're talking about other 2K23 is coming out. Fight Forever from AEW. I guess it is.
It got delayed.
What?
It got delayed.
Fight Forever did?
Yeah, it was announced like last week or this week, one of the two, that it's being delayed. I don't know when it's being delayed, but it did get delayed. Again.
If they kept a more solid roster, they could probably release the game. Just saying. That's all. But hey, while you're waiting for all that, how about you take a look at a new game? With a role-playing game here. That's right. Seth Rollins Redemption. Burn it down. Look at that.
No lie, I'd play this game.
Oh, that's a game I get. That's for sure.
100% would play this game.
I mean, I'm a fan of the actual game, so I'd give that one a try.
Great game.
And then we're going to go to one of our iconic.
Hold on. Can we just appreciate like the art style of this one? Like
that is great. I love it. Love it.
The person that did the graphics for this, like, holy cow! Applause, because it looks legit.
It's good art there. I love it. And then we're going to move to one of our iconic WWE Hall of Fame couples, actually. With a great picture here, but just remember, when you have one pose, there's always two angles.
Yes. Respect, Edge. Respect.
You can't blame him.
No, not at all.
All right.
And she's not mad either. Look at that face.
No, not at all. She don't seem bothered by it. and just remember, we're dealing with how we're raising our kids these days. I mean, one of the few things that, like, hey, you got to make sure your kid's not doing one certain activity, or else something may be disturbing. But hey, proof that video games could lead your children to a lifetime of crime.
I love condom. So good.
I
It's my
love
favorite.
Probably like the most entertaining part of Raw most of the time.
Somebody on We Talk Wrestling said he was not, like, Judgment Day is not over. I don't know what show you're watching. These guys get booed out of the building every time they walk out. Specifically, Dom. And I absolutely 100%, actually, no, I'm full in. I'm 1,000% in. I'm all for Judgment Day. And Dom, I can't wait to see what else he has in store, because he's finding his footing finally, and it's awesome.
I know. I'm just hoping Ray can. Well, I mean, he was on the SmackDown right before the Rumble, so
They had a race off, man. They raced.
right.
Yeah.
True. And
And Ray won in a race.
yeah. That's that trash talk and that smack talk or whatever. That was about as bad as the Jerry Springer episode with dialogue. That was lame. I'm sorry. It was a lame duck.
That's why it's good.
I want to do something so bad they're gonna like it.
It's terrible. I love it.
Good Lord. And after last weekend, Jeff Hardy can now say, well, I'm not up the worst Hardy performance for the rest of the Oh,
That was like easily the worst performance of his
Worst.
artist. It was terrible.
Yeah.
uh,
He can't do live
No.
whatsoever. Not
However-
Jeff. The other Hardy.
and somebody was saying that if somebody ordered Kid Rock off a Wish, then this is what you get.
I like the saliva joke better, but
Oh, yeah, Sliver.
saliva off
Sliver
wish.
off a Wish. Sliver's a good band, man. I like them. I don't care. I like them.
They're terrible live, though.
Oh, well. I never said I saw them live. I just like
I have.
appreciate them better on Spotify. Okay, and and for our last one here with recent events, reasons why Roman Reigns has PTSD.
The face. Roman's face is
Oh,
perfect face.
unexpected hits from behind with the chair, and yeah, that face is priceless. Oh man. Well, that's our golden memes for this week, and always good to have something good with that. So it's good to kind of have our little comedy here, and kind of pan off. So
Oh, yeah.
hopefully you're all entertained by that. Hey, if you got any ideas here, how about if you can always send your ideas to falsecounteverywhere@gmail.com. We do take attachments in our email. So as long as Google accepts it, we'll take it. So what did I do? Oh, never mind.
So with that back, we had fun. Now I love the golden memes. I love bringing it, and I'm happy that we finally brought it to like our guests too. So like we get their reaction because they have no clue. So it's a beautiful thing.
Those are great.
and I am a personally big fan of memes. So, but as you have traveled this wrestling world the past 7 years, there's certain bonds that are formed, and you grab and collect people. Tell us and explain to us what happened when you formed the Midwest Mercenaries. How did that evolution to easily my favorite tag team of the Midwest of this state, and I'm biased. I'm 100% in it. Like, I'm not going to lie. But what pieces to the puzzle put that together?
Basically, it was just two dudes that thought they were being overlooked as singles guys, and we weren't getting anywhere really where we thought we needed to be. So we were just like, let's join forces and see what we can do in the tag team world. And I think we did pretty good. For the short little bit that we were together, it was pretty successful. So
Pretty successful. Look at that. You were collecting title. Pretty successful? Man, humble us all out right there.
There you
I'm not
go.
one to brag. No. But,
Yeah,
it
but look.
was fun.
I mean, look at that. Collectively, at the same time, IW Productions, IEW, and the real WPW Tag Team Champions at the time. Yeah, the last 9 months was a farce anyway. So I'll still say to this day, and if somebody's got something to say about it, they know where to reach me. Just unblock yourself.
Ooh,
Anyway,
I like this. I
You
like
got me
this.
blocked too. So
Hey, look at that. SICW
I like that.
reunion at that. How about just getting a reunion period of the mercenaries? Getting them together and just maul over people because Sid will. And
I respect what both men are doing, but I would totally call one more for them as a tag team. 100%.
I'd love to do it. Even if it was just like a one-off, it'd be a fun time. Anytime I'm with Sid, it's full of laughs and stupidness, as you know, Zach.
100%.
It's a fun time.
Absolutely it is. Getting on to at least my next question here. In your general observation, what do you feel that are the more important core values in the professional wrestling business that some of the incoming generation of wrestlers just haven't grasped yet? Like you understand on how this business should be, as far as the foundation. Um, I mean, what do you feel are, once again, the more important core values that some of these wrestlers are just not getting yet that you've gathered to understand?
Respect, communication, trust, and being patient, and knowing that good things will come if you just put the work in and just put your nose to the grindstone and hit it 100%, and good things will come eventually. It's not going to happen overnight. Nothing ever does. So just basically that. Especially the big one is respect. I see a lot of it. I'm going to sound like an old-timey vet, but I'm not. But, the guys now, they don't respect each other. They don't respect the vets. They don't respect wrestling as a whole. It's not something that's gonna automatically give you everything you want, but if you try and you work hard at it, then eventually what you are dreaming of will come true. Basically.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So, yeah, and what I'll add to that is, it's you can't. There's not really, as far as somebody being the main event of a show. I mean, you can always strive to be the main event, but if you're not the last match on the card, if you're not the main event, then if you're put somewhere else on the show, there's a reason why a promoter or a booker puts you there. And it doesn't mean it's not demeaning in any way, but it's just where they got you in a spot for your show. I mean, just think about it this way: if you're being called or booked to be on the show, and you are actually wrestling on the card, you're there to wrestle. You're there to compete. You're not there to just, just go there and just take bumps and just lay down after about being beat down for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You're not a jobber. You're there to wrestle. You're there to give and take, just like everybody else is there to give and take. So, things will come. Like I said, it's good advice that things will come to those who wait. And just put your trust in those who have actually been in the business long enough and has had success in the business. And if you put your faith in them and just show the respect and do what you're told, things will eventually come your way. But just don't be greedy and keep asking for it, or just asking for a spot. Or just stop asking for a certain spot. You just want to find a way to get yourself on the show and be in the locker room, and then let your fate decide itself from there. Because you're basically putting yourself at the mercy of the booker and all that. Yes, that's true, but they're going to be putting you in a spot where they feel that you're going to be best at. So, and if it's not, but don't go into any expectation with that, because it may not be something that you are not looking for, and you are going to end up with disappointment. And then at that point, that's where you start running into trouble. So that's
it's a privilege to be in the ring in the first place. So,
amen.
Right.
I feel lucky I get to, sit in the locker room and lace my boots and get out there and perform. It's, like I said, it's what I've wanted to do since I was little. So anytime I'm out there, it's just 5-year-old living his dream. So I can't really complain about anything, really.
I mean, the one thing for me is just slowing down. Like, I'm along for the ride. I'm happy to be here. I'm blessed to be here. Like, and just feeling the wave as it happens and just enjoying it instead of like pushing through it and trying to get to another spot. I'm just a commentator. So like, I know my place is at the booth, and I'm really happy just to warm that seat. But because I get the best seat in the house every show.
Right.
But slowing down is the one thing that I see over and over again, hear over and over again for all the vets that I respect. So that's just what I find comforting, is that knowledge right there.
Yeah, I always you always get told, if you think you're going slow down more. So yeah, I agree with you. Slowing everything down is just it. If you sit there and do 80,000 things, the crowd's not gonna, they're not gonna get it all, because by the time they like register what you did, you're already on to like the next spot, and they can't go like, oh, that was really cool. They're going like, oh, now they're doing this over here. So yeah, just slowing everything down is, I think, probably the most important thing.
So as you've slowed your career down and you've gotten to win all these championships now, we saw some of them in the tag team stuff. What was one of those title matches or one of those championships you've won that like stands out? Is that memorable moment, like, holy shit, my 5-year-old dreams are coming true?
Probably when me and Sid won the IWA Productions tag team titles. We had won the IEW ones, I believe, first. I think. I'm
almost certain you're right.
I don't know. But we won those first, I believe. But when we won the IWA ones, it was really special. So that, and just tagging with certain guys, I've tagged with other people besides Sid that I've watched as a fan. So like Jeremy Lightfoot, I tagged with him at CHWA. That was really cool. We didn't win any titles or anything like that, but it was just a cool experience to tag with a guy that I watched when I was 12 at an SICW show. And he was him and Ricky Cruz are my first two favorites on the independent. So getting to work with them in any shape or form was just icing on the cake.
Wow. That speaks volumes, because you and I have actually sat in chairs behind the guardrail as fans at different shows.
Yep.
There's going to be a surprise eventually in the future with us in the show. Somebody that I watch that I'm going to be blessed to have conversations with. So I get that, how like coming full circle and winning titles might not be everything all the time. Like they're memorable, they're 100%, but getting to work with guys that you respect from the other side of the barricade, that's killer. That's true love and respect for the business, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I've got to wrestle Keith Smith, my original trainer. That was probably one of the first like this is really cool that I got to do, type of thing. I've got to wrestle Ricky Cruz. I've got to tag with Ricky. I got to wrestle and tag with Jeremy Lightfoot. I've, working with Attila right now was awesome. He's great. There's not much I can say else about him, but
That's a great photo.
he's just a top-notch individual in and out of the ring. So
Yeah, maybe with what you're doing now, as we're taking a look at some of this with you and Stephen E, Attila, Peyton Ayers right now, with the with the new Devastation Incorporated here, and then some of the actions here, putting to the boots. No, I almost say it. I don't know if that's Bobby D or not. I can't remember.
it is.
Yeah, that's Bobby D.
Yeah, your foot's like totally covering his face. So
Well,
I can't really tell. So
when you wear a size 16, it kind of
dang!
engulfs most faces.
Right.
You must be doing DDP yoga there, like with that stretch. Like, come on, guy.
Yeah. Push the pressure point. Push the pressure point. Oh my! So I was trying to think. He almost didn't have a neck there after that. And then what about this? You and
Ooh.
choking out the Texan.
Oh, yeah. When me and him get in there, it's about as real as it can get. So.
Oh, right, exactly. Yeah, Texan. Like I said, you and a Texan, the Battle of the Chops. That was back at that Belleville Little Devils fundraiser. You guys were having a chop off, and
Yeah.
man,
Yeah, he got the best of me on that one.
man, talk about some meat smacks, boy. I'll tell you, it's a and that's about as more intense than Rocky hitting the side of beef. Those two.
Big Texan
really...
is a side of beef. What are you talking about? That is not even needing disrespect, man. That's a big man.
There's not many people that can pick me up like a child, and he's one of them. So,
oh man, but let's talk about some of your other ones. Take a look at some other ones here. This was the big, the last big one at the Belclare Fairgrounds, with you and Attila versus the Faces of Fear. Here's you and Ming in here. You guys, man. Let me tell you. This match I watched away from the back, over by the vendor tables. I wanted to just look over the crowd, and I wanted to look over the reaction and just see how things were going. You guys didn't even wait for them to get to the ring. You guys got in, you saw them coming, you guys got out, you went down the aisle, you guys just started hammering at each other. You guys just throwing soup bowls like nobody's business.
Yep.
Smacking, hitting each other with chairs, hitting each other out, running them into the ring. And I think all four of you were all busted open before one of you went back into the ring to officially start the match. I'm like, this is mad.
Yeah, it was a wild night. Yeah.
I mean, as far as like the cage matches that I've seen, I mean, a tag team cage match. I mean, I think that's probably one of the most brutal tag team cage matches I've ever seen. I mean, for real, because even with whenever Faces of Fear or like Warlord and the Barbarian were facing off against the Road Warriors, they were never that freaking brutal. I mean, yet they were powerful and they were hitting big moves, but you guys are just throwing down. I mean, totally throwing down.
Yeah,
And
that's another one of the career highlights right there. That's the top.
Absolutely.
That's nothing has topped that so far, and it's going to be very hard for something to do that.
So you say if that's not your top three, you better reevaluate because to get in the ring with this guy, I mean, and take hits from this guy, dude.
Talk about a frying pan of a hand hitting you in the chest.
Right?
He hit me and knocked the wind out of me just from a chop, and I was like, all right, I know what type of party we're doing now. And I gave him back to him. So
yeah, and then look at this. I mean, slamming me or slamming Haku. Oh my gosh. And then look at this. I mean, this is you just
madman.
Oh my god, you're just taking with me is just I mean, people understand that when you start losing blood, I mean, yeah, this ain't bad, but I mean, when you start losing blood and you start overexerting yourself, I mean, you will start to get weak, and you got to find a way to push through.
Yeah.
And I could tell you're a little exhausted right here. I could tell that. I mean,
I just got done getting my ass kicked. So.
Yeah. I just got hit with a chair, damn it. No. And did I have any? Well, that was it, man. That was the crowning jewel of all of that,
So Ruby, can we take time real quick to have Corey ask his question here? Because this is like the third time he's posted it. And I kind of want to know now. You got to see a little bit of him and Tilla now. So what Corey's asking is, how did this formation of the new Devastation Corporation come about? Like, how did that team form?
Well, we have our manager, Stephen E. He's our international businessman. When he throws a lot of money at you and says you want a team with one of the most baddest MFers in the wrestling business, you don't say no. So I didn't want to be necessarily on the opposite side of him. So I was like, all right, I'll go team with him, and it's been great.
And this pretty much says it all. Anonymous, because Prater likes money. So
big facts. I respect it. I wouldn't want to be on the other side of Attila, so I'd probably partner up too and learn from that tree.
Oh yeah, and he hasn't taught me everything he knows, but he's taught me a lot, and I'm hoping to learn some more from him. So, and who knows? Maybe me and him can go get some tag gold in SICW sometime.
There you go, tag team championships. Oh no, here we go.
Do you got it? Oh yeah.
Outside of yourself, who has the strongest chop?
Ooh.
That I've taken or that I've seen?
How about
let's go both? Yeah.
Okay, seen easily Walter.
Gunther.
I call him Walter still. I refuse to call him Gunther. But
what? It's a great name. It's not even bad.
I prefer Walter. But.
I agree, but
and the worst I've taken is Big Texan easily. Or Haku. Haku and Big Texan.
I would agree on that. Texan has got he's got the art down to make it sound good, sound loud, and there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
And trust me, you don't want to find out the reason for it.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Bobby D says you like money. That's why you were Devastation Incorporated. Oh man.
But he also says this. He also says this. Paying respect. So
Right. A brilliant learning tree to be under though with Attila. That's true. That is true. So I mean it's some great stuff there. How about I know that you mentioned here, and we've already gone over your key notables and everything. One thing I will kind of do I guess, audible here that I like to call, because looking at your resume here, because I've seen where I'm going to say here that, you wrestled in, talking about your states, you've gone to Indiana, you've of course, here in Missouri, and of course, over at home in Illinois. And then I see North Dakota. I'm like, what the hell, you're almost touching Canada. What the hell are you doing in North Dakota? so kind of tells you, because it's for EWI in North Dakota. So what was your experience up there? I mean, did you get any, was there any type of name up there, or what was your entire wrestling experience up there in North Dakota like?
Yeah, it was a show that Sid got us hooked up on, and he was like, "It'll be great." It's just a 19-hour car ride. It's fine. I was like, "All right." So we packed up and drove there. I took my mom and dad with me, and me, Sid, and my parents went and had like a little, weekend. We went through South Dakota, went to see Mount Rushmore and all that, and then
roll through the Black Hills, or
went to Sturgis. It was a great time, and then got to the show, and it was a good show. I believe I wrestled somebody actually from Canada.
Oh,
and I can't remember his name. Like I said, terrible memory, but it was fun. It was an experience for sure. And then the jackass ribs me and makes me drive home most of because I'm the night owl, and we turn and burn, and he's like, "Yeah, you got it." I was like, "All right." Drove from midnight to like, I don't know, 9 in the morning. Then I was like, "Hey, somebody else has to drive. I'm about to pass out." But all
sounds like
was
Sid.
Fun time.
Sounds like Sid.
19
And he's like, "Oh, don't worry, bro. I'll stay up with you." 20 minutes later, I hear him snoring. It was great.
I would have told him, like, look, wake your ass up and start driving around the street. We're getting a hotel room and you're paying for it.
Yeah, it sucked too, because like for 3 hours you couldn't see in front of the lines on the road. It was like snowing. It was so bad up there that
crap. You went in the wintertime?
Yeah, it was
well,
it was snowing up there. I think it was like March, but it was
it was snow.
Yeah, it snows there all the time, I guess.
Yeah, it's like you're sharing a border with Canada, man, in March. Of course it's still going to snow up there. God.
It was awful. You couldn't see, and then half the time you couldn't see the semi-truck lights until they were about like right up on you, and then it was a mess, but it was fun. I'd do it again.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would love to do just shows oddly, on the road. Road shows are great. I still got something in me here. I'd like to, if I get a chance to get an outside booking, roll down the road. Heck, go to different states. Why not? I mean, you only get to do this for as long as you can, and then once you're done, you're done. Live it to the best you can. So no, and I knew there was a good story about the North Dakota. I'm sure it was probably a one-time deal, but I had to find out about that. So
yeah, there's another little story about that trip. We're driving. I think we were in South Dakota, and we're going like 90 down the straightaway. And Sid's driving. I'm in the back. My dad's in the front.
Always speeding too.
Yeah, he's maniac. And then all of a sudden, you hear this boom! I hit the car. We hit a pheasant going like 90 miles an hour. just out of nowhere. And this thing was huge. I had to pull it out of the grill of the car. It was like lodged in there. It was terrible.
I mean, you got pheasant now.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think we threw it in the gas station trash can and just left. Just worried. The workers can worry about that.
Oh my gosh. Of all things, it's defining your trash can, like, oh my God, someone killed a pet. Oh my gosh. Wow. No, that's a funny story. I mean, see, that's the kind of stories we like to hear on here. There's something that just happens whack out of the ordinary. It's just when you're on traveling. That's why I love road stories. That's the stuff I look for. Is something odd that just happens. It's just like really you wouldn't think would happen to anybody else or any other wrestler when they're trying to travel and get from point to point. You would think you just go and do your booking and just go home. You're nothing out of the ordinary. Wrong.
Yeah, I'm just trying to take a nap in the back is what all I was trying to do, and he just smacks that thing. We all were like, "What the hell was that?" Pulled up to the gas station, got out. We were like, "Is that a pheasant?" It was great. I'll remember that one for sure.
Wow,
it's crazy.
Wow, man. No, wow. Yeah, that's one of the that's got to be one of the other ones here as far as the road stories. Because, I mean, I got to go back. I got to find a way to just, if I can go through like each show and get like everybody's road stories and make like a collage of it. Because there's one with the lumberjacks telling about their stay down in Arkansas somewhere where they were checking to like this Podunk hotel and they were given a room that they had like tape outlines where somebody was murdered there like not too long ago. They asked for the money back and they left. Oh my gosh. Oh, then Shauna Reed had a really good one too.
Shauna Reed was pretty funny.
Oh, Shauna Reed was pretty good. This is where you got to go back to our archives of our shows and watch all this stuff, guys. Oh man, trust me, because if I had time in my day, I'd be making these collages or making these points. Maybe
that'd be really interesting to see.
Oh my God, yeah, no, I got to go back and look at the lumberjacks and listen to their story when they told that story about. I'm like, dude, that is just wicked. It's like, okay, so you just had like a murder here like last week, and you give us the same room. That's like a crime scene. They still can go collect for evidence. I mean, only in Arkansas you can do this.
If you win the SICW locker room, a lot of those guys, especially Dennis, traveling with Harley and everything for so many years, he's probably got the best road stories out of everybody.
Yeah, if I got a chance to get Attila back on here, because he was like, I think like on episode 6, but if I got him back on here just to tell stories, period. I mean, just story time with Attila Khan. That's a 2-hour show in itself.
I asked him stuff all the time. I'm just like, hey, tell me a story with you and Harley, and he'll just sit there and tell me.
He's got a lot of stories, man. A lot of good ones, great ones. So shoot. Whew. Well, we've covered quite a bit, man, and yeah, it's just it was great having all getting all this banter loose with you and finding out what you've done so far, what you're doing. I mean, right now you're pushing in the right direction. Be kind of interested to see since you can't be at ringside for the main event this coming Saturday at
I know it's
Belclair
a bunch of
Fairgrounds.
bull crap.
Yeah, because those guys never cheat. They never get it. They never
No, we're
interfere,
just-
right?
We're child of God. It's fine. Children of
Wow.
Allah. We'll put since
Woo.
we're-
Child
Wow.
of God.
Wow,
I'll never
but,
look at you a different way now, Prater.
I've never cheated in my life. I don't know what anybody's. I don't know why we're banned from ringside. It's terrible.
wow. I
It's
just
an
think
injustice.
oh gosh, I just thank the Lord that thunderstorms are not in our near future. With this guy. Lord, be striking down. Look at the children of the corn, baby. Ah, shoot. Oh my god, that is too funny. So obviously, I know you're going to be at least around. Or you're going to be around Saturday, I would imagine. And of course, you're going to continue to do work for SICW. You've got stuff going on for continue to work within Devastation Incorporated. But what other working? What about what about upcoming shows? If you have any other upcoming shows coming up, and then also where can others find you on social media?
Yeah. If I can get my license in time, I'll be at the upcoming ACW show. I'm having some issues with my doctors, but you know how that goes. Giving me the runaround.
Yeah.
But, doing that, and then once I get my Missouri license, I've got a new breed in my sights. I'd love to go with Attila to Mid-States Wrestling.
There you go.
Yeah. Anywhere I can, pretty much. But for upcoming shows, the 11th and 12th, I'll be at SICW, possibly ACW. We got that big show in May. I'm going to try my damnedest to get on that and try to win that Brody Cup from that piece of crap Bobby D. But,
Ooh.
Wow.
And now I'm in the middle. I like Bobby.
Well, you're literally in the middle. I mean, who knows what side we're on, because that was announced this past week that I'm an entrant in it. So
yeah, but see, you failed me last time.
What? Oh my God! Here we go again.
Yeah, I can't put stock in you now. I can only hope that you're here every Sunday night with me. That's it.
Okay, now that's not going to change. But if anything else, they shall have a table just to stand and watch every time to see where I'm doing, and then you can always creep down in the corner if I'm tossed over the top rope. So
you know I got your back, but I might have to pick 6 or 7 other guys after.
But I will say, I don't think there's ever been a repeat winner of the Bruiser Brody Memorial Cup. I do not believe.
I mean, let's face it. If there's anyone that can do it, it's Bobby D. No offense, you two.
No, Bobby D is he's something. Let's just say he's something. you can throw your questions out at that later, but we're not going to play 20 questions with you here. He said, "I'm keeping it, but welcome to the challenge." Okay, all right, Bobby. Well, I
don't know. I eliminated him in that 6-man. So,
ooh.
Oh,
right,
yeah. You did, and I will say that it's not often that Bobby D gets pinned. Ooh.
Well,
Bobby D better be looking for.
He can do things that most men can't. So,
that is very true. So, but no, I may be in the house on Saturday, maybe in attendance, and we'll have to see how my schedule pans out. We'll just kind of see where we go from here. And but yeah, and then like I said, you got big things coming up. Hopefully, you can make that ACW show because I will be. I'll definitely be there as well. And yeah, just a lot of good things happening.
Yeah.
Where can they find you on social media, by the way?
Yeah. I have a Chic Prater page. I've got my personal Facebook page. You can like or send me a friend request on either one. I don't really turn many people down. Instagram's Jake Prater 97 with an underscore after the 97. I'm on Twitter at Jake Prater. And then I do a Twitch. I do some video gaming here and there, and it's Jake Prater 97, I believe, on that. So I keep it simple.
We do some gaming here. Just don't.
He used to game with us. He used to game with me. Occasionally, we get on GTA and farce around. But then he just stopped. He just stopped playing.
Yeah,
I went back to my Xbox.
Oh, that's why he went back to a litter box.
All right. I had better games on that one than the PS4. So,
but just whatever you do, if you ever go live on Twitch, just make sure you don't include the word Wreckfest in it because
we brought back Twitch. We brought back Twitch to us. Well, Ruby and I occasionally will Twitch or YouTube some of our games. We were playing Wreckfest one night, and we did False Count Everywhere. Ruby forgot to change the name, so it's under Wreckfest, and we had a guy that was like, "Hey, where's the Wreckfest?"
That's great.
We made somebody mad during our podcast, so I mean, well, what can you do? Can't believe gamers get so offensive that you're not playing the actual game. God. Oh, Lord, get a life. Anyway, but it was good. Good to see you here, Jake. Like I said, best of luck in the future.
Thank you.
You're going in a good direction, at least in my opinion. So, yeah, just so you know, here, Twitch has Wreckfest on it still too. So apparently, I have not fixed it. So.
That's awesome. That's the best.
Oh God. Oh well. What do you do? What do you do?
It's my favorite thing now.
Yeah. Well, Jake, man, thank you very much for joining us here tonight. And like I said, we'll see you down the road. I mean, I know I'll be running into you one way or the other. So, but best of luck to you. Whatever you get coming up this weekend, and definitely best of luck in the future.
Definitely. Thank you guys for having me. It was really fun.
Thanks for reaching out, brother.
Yep,
yeah,
no
man. Thank you very much. All right, man. That was Jake
just like
Prater.
it's supposed to be.
So why not? What did I do?
I'll let you do it. I'll quit.
We're dancing, everybody. We're swinging.
It's always good to see Prater. I like that guy. I've liked him pretty much from the start. We had a rocky road at first. Like neither one of us knew how to take each other. And then it was a Glory Pro show. I'm not lying. We went to a Glory Pro show together. Not together, but we happened to show up at the show. We were at the same show, and him and I chit chat for a little bit, and then I like that guy. He's a bad good guy.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Or it should have been better good bad guy, right?
Yeah, good bad guy. There you go. There you go. Wow. So, oh man, well, it was good to have Jake on. Like I said, next week, I'm gonna try to see, and I'm still in the works to to make sure that searchers we have searcher penciled in for next week because coming back for ACW for February 25th. And then also maybe an additional guest that's going to be aligned with ACW, but I'm not going to say who. But we'll see. Yeah, who I don't know. And
New Day.
I'm not saying everyone's. I'm not going to be continuing to say who. So
Thank you, Kofi.
Yeah, right. But let's talk about, like I said, we've actually got guests that are lined up coming on, and we're actually booked all the way through. If I'm mistaken, I think we have every week booked up through like the second weekend of April so far, and
Yes.
we got more coming on. We've got more guests coming on, but let's talk about real quick about how you scored the guest that's going to be coming on here in about 2 weeks, if we could. Because
you want to release it now?
Yeah, why don't we go ahead and just do this now? Because I mean, we won't go any further than that, But this was you found your way to the last Glory Pro show here in St. Louis.
Correct.
And this is how you got your booking. So
I took a step out of the basement, out of We Talk Wrestling Central, for a weekend with my beautiful wife to go see alongside this amazing man. And there's a wrestler there that I've become very fond of. Okay. And it was thanks to Glory Pro that there's technically 3 wrestlers that I've become very fond of. One of them being Ethan Page in AEW. Big fan of his. The second one being, what's his name? Jake something. You can find him in Impact Wrestling and all, I don't know if he's in Impact now. I think he's moved on, but he was in Impact. And the third one was the man that I went up and talked to and had conversations with, showed him the thing, and we bantered back and forth throughout my time at Glory Pro and going as a fan. And I asked him, I'm like, hey, would you be interested? And he's like, hey, just shoot me a message, with the next couple of weeks, and we'll talk it out. And so I've been talking it out with him, and that is Rohit Rajaj. I always mess his last name up. Rajaj.
I think is it Rohit Raju?
Raju, thank you.
Yeah,
I always mess it up because I'm very bad at the English grammar, if you haven't noticed. Sometimes Zmiz's head gets in his way. But Rohit is a good acquaintance of mine, and I'm a big fan of his, huge fan of his, actually. I have multiple T-shirts of his. Dude is just awesome. He is the Mocha Manable. Like, he's that good. He's great. He's been through Impact Wrestling and was the Flex Division champion. So big run there. And also had just recently a stint on AEW Dark. So you can actually go on YouTube and watch Rohit there. I cannot wait to sit down with him. He's pumped, man. Like I said, I get a message every once in a while from him, and we've been talking back and forth. So super excited, super stoked for this because I've done it once. Now I'm doing it again. I'm bringing stuff to the table for you, Ruby. I'm trying, buddy. I want to be with this. Let's make this happen. I'm getting right up there to that one. That's the one. That's the end goal. DDP. But I am super pumped and nervous to have Rohit on because I am such a fan, and he's just such a good dude.
Oh man, yeah, it's I'm excited for him to be on here. It's knowing that what he's going to bring to the table, and as far as what his experience is. I mean, the man's talented beyond
super talented.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that's going to be 2 weeks from today on February 19th. And then we'll be announcing more guests as the weeks come up here. But like I said, we're looking for the searcher being penciled in here next week, and maybe somebody else that's going to be on that show maybe might be joining him. So it's not like we don't have the camera room here, because we definitely have camera room here on the show. So we'll definitely make space for that. And I'm just stoked for that to happen. So, um, but man, I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that I have missed wrestling wise.
It's been quite quiet this week.
It has.
I fell asleep in AEW this week. I started the show and ended the show. That was it. Everything in the middle, I missed it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. What about, is there going to be I was talking about with AEW, are they still going to be working with an agreement with HBO Max? Because I keep hearing
there is big rumors on that they are supposedly going to be getting a spot on HBO Max. So that'd be super sweet, in my opinion.
that'll probably be, I mean, that's probably about the only way you're going to get wrestling fans to come over, who's AEW fanatics. They come over and watch AEW.
Larry Wolf would have it right away.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure it's only going to be for the weekly television shows, because they're still going to have their pay-per-views on Fight, I believe.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't see
yeah.
them losing that stream of revenue.
Oh.
Also within WWE, I have got some clarification. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I'm reading what's going on now. I've talked with you a little bit about it. Is they are going to be allowing their NXT stars. Okay.
Right.
Their NXT stars to do certain approved indie bookings.
Right. And like I said, that's going to have to be, like I said, you and I have talked about this, because it's got to be, I mean, I can't imagine the price tag they're going to be putting on these promotions that want to go. And I imagine it's the promotions that want the star, not the star wanting to go work for an independent promotion.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
The first one that I've seen, and this is what gave me the clarification, is Ivy Niles is supposedly going to Booker T's school, Reality of Wrestling, and going to be doing a show there. So,
yeah.
What is this?
Yeah, go and hit it.
No, you're not the meme king. The meme king, that's a lame name. The meme machine, my dude. The meme machine.
There you go.
And I gotta make fun of you, man. You're not a PYT fan. You're not you crap on all the good wrestlers.
There's nothing wrong. I mean, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm excited to see. I mean, but that's what you're talking about, indie show bookings. But I mean, you're talking about Booker T Reality of Wrestling. I mean, that's a money driven.
Yeah, it's all money flowed up into Well, I went the wrong way, so it's this way. It's WWE's pyramid that they're building with local shows and stuff too. So I respect it, and I think it's a great idea. Actually, it's a great way to season some of those guys that they're pulling off the gridiron, or some of them gals they're getting from the the bodybuilding competitions. It's a really way to season those performance center cats to get them ready for the next stages. So I'm all for it, and I just love to see the growth of wrestling. And if this is how we're going to get the growth of wrestling again, I think Triple H and them are doing it right. I'm not against it.
Absolutely. And it also gives some of the stars to kind of flex their kind of get their shine on in other places, if they're just sitting back there waiting to have a match on TV or just match on a show. It's if somebody's just sitting too long, then Why not throw this out there? And you know what? I also say, why not some of the some of the main WWE talent, that works like WWE main. Do they still do main event? WWE main event?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Main event still happens. Dexter Loomis was just on there facing Grayson Waller, I think, just recently.
Oh wow.
Jinder Mahal has jumped back down to NXT to form a little faction with the two Indian dudes that he was with. Why can't I think of their names right now?
Oh, right. Okay.
The one guy that had like all the vignettes, Veer and whoa, what's the other cat's name?
Oh wow.
Sanka, not Sanka. Dude, I like them too. I really like those two guys. But
I'm blanking out too. I think about Veer Mahan's going back down to NXT, and he was like teased for like weeks to show up on WWE television, and now I go to NXT.
I think he never. No, I'm not going to say he should never have been on the main roster because I still think he has the skills to be there. I just don't think he was going to get utilized correctly. Look at their roster. WWE sells a very deep roster. Just like AEW has a very deep roster. So the ability to flex those guys back and forth and the gals back and forth up and down, it's going to be needed to help the progression of wrestling. Sometimes you have to take a step back. We just talked about it with Jake. Sometimes you have to take a step back, slow it down, and it even goes for the big guys. Like you can't stop what's already worked in the past. So
Yeah. I get it, but it's kind of interesting how Jinder Mahal is also who is a former WWE champion, who's now he's down doing work in NXT. It just always seems kind of odd how they moved Jinder around so much. Jinder was so great when he was the modern day Maharaj.
Oh, 100%.
Dude, Maharaja. I really loved his entrance. I think it was a great homage to his heritage that was bringing down. But I mean, to the Indian heritage, I wouldn't say his heritage because he's not Indian.
Yeah, he is. He is. He's from Canada.
Oh,
he is, but he's from Canada.
Born Indian. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
He's Canadian. But I love it. Jinder Mahal. There's no secret. I've worn it. I think I've worn it on the show. My I Got Kids shirt. I have a 3MB shirt somewhere in my house. So I am a fan of all three of those men. I would love to see Heath come back to WWE and do some more things. I love Jinder. I love the idea of Jinder. I saw a Facebook today.
Right.
And it's Jinder Mahal, Rusev, Sheamus, and Alberto Del Rio. Right? You remember that faction? I can't remember what the heck the faction was called. It was a faction that didn't get the proper, like it was just built for one thing and that was it, and it disbanded. That could have been huge and a great thing for all four of those men. We're seeing Sheamus do it now with the Brawling Brutes. Like, it would have been fun. People have sneezed on Jinder, and I think he's going to prove, hopefully, everybody wrong with Veer and the other guy that I can't remember for some reason. Sangha! Veer and Sangha! So.
Yeah, and we was talking about NXT. I was even thinking about when I was watching all the wrestling. I was thinking about, man, I want to watch the first NXT Takeover Brooklyn, and maybe and then Brooklyn too. You talk about a booming time for NXT, man. Those were the crowds that were coming and selling out the freaking arenas, man. With the talent they have there, and then that talent, of course, now has gone to bigger and better, and you see why. But I just hope NXT gets a push to kind of get to the bigger crowds again.
I think they're getting their footing in the right direction. William Regal did an interview a while back that I posted on We Talk Wrestling about how when he got finally let go or pushed away, right? It was his time because NXT had to change. Had to change. They've done all they could do. There was nothing else they could really do with what the gold and black brand was incarnated, right? What we know and we loved about NXT. Then we got what you called the Fruity Pebble era of NXT. It showed some glimmers of things. Schism. I'm absolutely a big fan of Schism and all four of those individuals. I love Grayson Waller, so I think he's amazing. So there's a couple characters. Ivy Niles, another one, a female talent that I think's incredible and could be so much more than what she is. So I think we're on that resurgence for them, hopefully, with the talent they have and what's coming in. We'll just have to see. That, I mean, like I said, it's time to take it back and step down and slow down a little bit, and we'll see what happens. And AEW is doing good with some things over there, so Impact's still very silently kicking everybody's butt. Just want you guys to know that. Like, if you're not watching Impact, you're missing some great wrestling when it comes to the big main stages.
Yeah. And that TV taping for the Apollo, whatever. Not only Mickey James was there, of course, Knockouts champion, but Tasha Steele was there, and I didn't know that was happening. I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Big fan of hers.
Here's a good point right here to your Jinder Mahal going down.
Yeah, true. But he was like Universal Champ for like what, a day?
24 hours. It's actually 20.
Jinder was like
20.
champ for like 5. Yeah, Jinder was like champ for like 5 months. They had a strong pushing for him. So.
He beat Randy like 3 times. And then we got a Punjabi prison match again, which is...
Oh. Punjabi prison match. No, that was... yeah. They want to tease about that, but I kind of like the structure. It was kind of interesting. And
it's joked about and made fun of, but I'm sorry. It's one of them that I kind of enjoy because it was different. It wasn't... Is it something that I want to see every time? No. But I enjoy it when it shows up.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, I totally get it. So, man, well, I mean, we've packed about a couple hours here. We've hopefully everybody is, we had a great interview with Jake tonight, and talking about, once again reminiscing on Lanny Poffo, the passing of him. Godspeed, and of course, thoughts and prayers to his remaining family, with his surviving family, and just a lot of things still up and coming, man. I mean, just can't believe we're already in February,
right?
I mean, I just things. I mean, things are just happening every day after day after day, and things just get too quick. So, but. Otherwise, man, we're souped up for next week, and we got a big weekend coming. SICW this weekend, Beauclair Fairgrounds. Make sure that there's like an independent show, like a promotion in your area. I mean, always support these guys that are running these shows, because this is where the talent is developed. That's where they're going with, and that's where they're earning their key. So always support these guys. Because that's where they get their step up, and that's how they get to the next level. And this is where these guys are going to pour their heart and soul out, trying to make it the best in wrestling. So,
well, you can't talk about the big time if you can't talk about the small time. I'm sorry. Like,
exactly.
If you can support this, you can support this, because this is where all the magic starts. It's all of it right here in your local indie wrestling.
Yeah. Start off with something small, then get to something large. Oh man, but no, I think we are going to call it for the evening. It's been a long day for me, but yeah, but I'm excited. Once again, we thank everybody's support. Please make sure Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, we say it all the time. Please go ahead and like and subscribe, share the show whenever you can. Even after we're done here tonight, to kind of share share the podcast off of Falls Count everywhere.
All 6 of you.
Yeah. Well, more.
There's more, but like the ones that are still with us right now.
Right. And make sure that you share the show. We do appreciate everybody that's here. And of course, we'll probably get some more hits even after tonight. Hey, how yeah. Did you see what Corey put on?
I can't share it, but the Rock On, I love it. Yeah, I tried to.
I think that's pretty awesome. I like that. I don't think you can do something like that. That's cool, Corey. Thanks, man. And trust me, Corey, whatever you sent me this past week, we'll get on next week for the golden memes. I promise you that.
The meme machine.
Meme machine, keep it rolling. You're not sending enough. How's that?
I was joking. I was physically joking.
Hey, Corey, every meme that you have an idea, just send it to Z immediately. So
dude, you know he's going to take that seriously, right?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Just send it right to Z.
We Talk Wrestling is articles and memes now. And I love it. I'm thankful for all of you guys. I know Ruby says it here. I don't say it enough because I don't get to sometimes, but you guys push us every week to bring you great content here. You push me every day to bring you as best content as I can and find on We Talk Wrestling. And yes, it's regurgitated stuff from other people with maybe a little bit of my thoughts and points on each one of the articles. But I love you guys. I'm really happy to be doing my dream, and that is promoting the damn thing that literally got me through life. If it was not for wrestling, I don't know if I would be sitting here right now, because it was the one thing that I knew I could just rely on every week. Oh, I love that background. Why do we not use that? That's sick.
I should have thought about that. I love this background.
Oh, it's amazing.
Because I'm
perfect colors.
How it worked on the live feed and see if it dragged us behind by audio or video. But I guess we'll see at the end of this podcast, I guess.
Oh, this is a test. Only a test. Sign us out, Ruby. Let's go home.
That's right. We're out of here, guys. But we thank you for joining us, and make sure you catch us next week. Spread the word around. We're going to have a great show for you next week, just like we do each and every week for all of you. So for the Gem City Mouse Zmiz, I am Rough Cut Rick Ruby. Thank you very much for joining us here tonight, and we will see you next week. Have an awesome week. We'll see you then. Thanks again for tuning in to tonight's episode of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Don't forget our friends at the following: Outside the Ring STL, the Searcher and Hide podcast, and We Talk Wrestling. The Falls Count Everywhere podcast is an LTX Enterprises production.